Hello, I am Reverend Irene Smith, and I'd like to welcome you to Generationally Speaking. Here at the table, we come and we discuss life issues, no matter what they might be. As we sit at the table with each generation, we all learn, we all grow, we all are inspired.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Generationally Speaking. This is Reverend Irene Smith, Generationally Speaking, and I want to talk about Mother's Day. Mother's Day is one day in the year. Mother's Day has been celebrated for over at least 100 years. Mother's Day is our opportunity to thank our mothers for all that they've done in our lives. But can I tell you this? Mother's Day should be every day. And it's just not your biological mother. It's all those women who've taken the time to sow into your lives. Your aunts, your cousins, that are auntie, that are women. Those women in the church who have been praying for you. Mother's Day includes all of those women who've sown into your life. And so today, we celebrate Mother's Day. But we celebrate women whose mothers have gone on to glory. And can I tell you, there's a lesson to be learned, not only for you, but for your children, and for your grandchildren, and for your nieces, as well as your nephews. Get the whole family. Let's gather and hear what these women have to teach us about the importance of having a mother.
My name is Maxine. I received an invitation at my home from Reverend Smith to come out and enjoy the ladies on this occasion of mothers. I think the invitation said mothers already. I can't remember, but it was to come out with the ladies today. To me, Mother's Day means so much because I graduated from high school June 1, 1963. My mother died June 2, 1963. So that gives me an opportunity to reflect back on how horrible that was one day after I graduated from high school. But then to know that what she had taught me was amazing. The impact was that on June 2nd, when she died, she had an 18-year-old, which was me. She had a 16-year-old. She had a 9-year-old. She had a 5-year-old. And she had a 4-year-old. There was one older sister, 10 years older than me, but she had grown up, working, left the state, and was in a different state. But the impact was, I went to the hospital the night before she died. She had a brain tumor. They had operated on her brain. Her eyes were blood red. And she looked up at me and said, I want you to take care of my babies. And remember how many of those there were she left at home. That impacted my life because I wanted to do the same thing for my children, just be there for them, anything that I could do to help them succeed. I wanted to make sure I was in place for that because I didn't have that in place. It's so important for young ladies to have the mother figure. However, it has taught me, and when I see my daughter, I wonder and hope that she has this. I will have to survive. I can survive. Years ago, I wanted to avoid going to Mother's Day celebrations. I guess I was still grieving. It took me 12 years to not talk to my mother before I go to bed every night. 12 years. But once that 12th year ended, I was able to rejoice. I knew she was safe where she was. And now I know that you can carry on.
Pam Terrell.
Perfect. And what brought you here today?
Irene invited me.
And what kind of prompted you to come, though?
Oh, I was here last year and enjoyed the event, the Mother's Day event, and I was quite pleased that she invited me back this year, and that prompted me to come. She's my next door neighbor. Oh, a celebration of moms, a day off and uh, a, a special time to say I love you, or I miss you, and think about you, or think about mom.
What does your mother mean to you?
Well, my mother has passed, so what she meant to me was strength and dedication and love and a place to go when I needed some sanctuary time, if that makes sense.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah, place to get advice, help. I think that, as they say, the same-sex parent is the most important parent in a family. And mothers just teach you so much. How to be a woman, how to be a mother, how to be a lady. Being a lady and a woman are two different things.
Okay. No.
Just, how to be a wife. So it's just so much. And it's a relationship you will never have with someone else. My mother's been gone since 2008. And there's always something each Mother's Day or each year that I think, oh, gee, I wish she were here so I could say that, or I wish she were here so we could do that. So my final thought is that they're always with you, and in the beginning, you miss them and you grieve, but as life goes on, you can pull some of that history and take it with you toward the end of your life. And just, you see a different vision of your mother as you get older, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah. The woman I knew before she passed and the woman that I think about today are not so different, but we've evolved.
Don Yvonne Harvey.
What brought you here today?
The invitation by Reverend Smith.
And what kind of piqued your interest to kind of come?
I know it's always fun, and when Reverend Smith do things, she do it in greatness, and it's always just a fellowship.
That's huge. So, what does Mother's Day mean to you?
A time to honor our mothers, although we should not just wait for Mother's Day to honor them, but each day we have the opportunity to let them know that they are loved. My mother was meant a lot to me. I just can't even describe it. We were friends, but I respected her as being my mother. We were able to do a lot. My mother lived in South Carolina, and I always went home at least 3 times a year, usually in April when we had spring break from school, sometimes during the Thanksgiving or Christmas holiday, and always during the summer for 2 to 3 weeks.
In this atmosphere that we find ourselves in, the climate, with everything that's going on, um, why do you think it's important for young women coming up to have a mother or a mother figure?
For one thing, to be a mentor to them, for them to learn from, and different aspects of life, and just to have someone to lean on in time, good times and in times of distress or trouble.
And with that being said, any last thoughts?
I'm just thankful that they set aside a special day to honor mothers.
My name is Maurisa Ladson, but everybody calls me Reese. My dear friend Irene invited me, Reverend Irene invited me. We've been friends for over 50 years. So yeah, this is my first time coming to this.
Oh, so this is your first time. How's it been thus far?
Good. Food is good. meeting new people, always good. Yeah.
What does Mother's Day mean to you?
Mother's Day. Mother's Day is special. I think the more I experience Mother's Days, makes me really miss my mom. Yeah, she, oh gosh, over 20 plus years ago. So at first, after she passed, it was just another day. But the older I get, Mother's Day is special. And I really enjoy everything about it. Everything about it. Oh, my mom. My siblings and I often talk about my mom because she was quite a lady. She single, raised 6 kids. I'm the oldest, and we laugh now because she was a tyrant. But when you get older, you realize she had to be because how you gonna rein in 6 kids all by yourself? So we loved her. The older we got, of course, the more we loved her. We just showered her with gifts and things. And I'm from Florida, so I would bring her up here every year and we would go shopping. She loved shopping. So yeah, my mom was great. It's nice to reflect back and think of the good things about your mom as opposed to when you're growing up and you're getting them spankings. So yeah, my mom, yeah, we miss her now. We talk about her often. When I was growing up, especially young in the faith, we used to call them mothers in Zion. I had plenty, especially the early years of my marriage, they were on me. And I learned a lot from those mothers. They gave me books, they counseled me. They never let me get away with anything. They made me toe the line. They made me see myself. And I think they shaped me. They made me who I am, including my mom. She had her standards for us. So it's unfortunate now that it appears we don't see it. So I think it's important for us when we see it and when we have an opportunity to just grab one of those young girls, which is what I do, and sort of kind of help them. So it's nothing like a, 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 a senior woman helping you to mature. Just like the scripture says, we should help them mature because that's what I had.
My name is Ladrine Peterson. I came to this event today through the invitation of Reverend Irene Smith. My mom is one of the most amazing people ever that you would ever want to meet. My mom was a child of God, loved the Lord, and just a hard-working person. She was overly dedicated to making sure that my sister and I had a life that was well lived. My mother really dedicated herself to her children. In terms of my mother, Martha Howard, she instilled in us to be the best citizens that we can be, but everything was really revolved around God. And I say that so seriously. My mom prayed every night at 7 p.m. And then as a family, we prayed at 8 p.m. And that was her foundation. And from that standpoint, everything else surrounded around that. My mom was very hardworking. Although we lived in a neighborhood where a lot of other people's parents did not have jobs, my mother got up, went to work, and she made sure that we had everything that we needed. She instilled in us values, and we couldn't do what everybody else in the neighborhood was doing. When we were younger, we were like, Mom's crazy. Me and my sister would talk about my mother all the time because of her unique ways, but all the time she was trying to ensure that we were gaining what we needed to grow up and to do the right thing all throughout our lives. My mother, her favorite color was red, therefore I adorn red today. But red means power, red means strength. And those are definitely what my mother carried out in everything that she did. My mother was a prayer warrior. My mother was a prayer warrior. All of my family members called her whenever they had issues, and my mother would pray with them, and I would just hear them, or either when they came over, I would just look at their face, and at the conclusion of the prayer with my mom, they will already know that everything was going to be all right. And so with that, the strength of prayer is what my mother taught me, and I carry that on into this day now. That's how my faith is so strong. I've seen my mother just take it to the Lord when things were going on, and I would see us go through and the other side of things. And faith for me is a representation of a learned skill from my mother. And a lot of times kids emulate what they see their parents do, and you can curse, you can drink, or you can do other things. My mother chose to emulate what a child of God is, and me and my sister, that's where we got that from. And I so appreciate her to this day right now. It helps me when I'm in situations, I can feel her. One other thing about my mother, she spoiled me, and I didn't realize how spoiled it was until later on in life. She really made sure that I felt love. She nurtured me. She would protect me, and she just made sure that I was able to take from life the greater aspects versus really facing what was surrounding us. We grew up in the hood, but I never felt like that at all. My mother was just just amazing woman. When I say every woman, she was that amazing woman.
Hi, I'm Kim Leonard, and actually I'm one of the sponsors of today's event. Irene and I decided to do this a couple years ago because we have a fellowship sisterhood, for lack of a better term, with our moms both being deceased, and we wanted to share the experience and celebrate them with other people who lost their moms. So my mom's name was Carolyn Glover, and she died about 22 years ago today. And she was the life of the party. She was also the person who was very well-rounded in that she was active in Mount Enid's choir, and she also loved to play cards and do puzzles. I think the thing that sticks with me the most is her need to be informed of my every move. And thus, when I had children, she trickled that importance of knowing what we're doing and how we're doing down to the kids. And I think what I miss the most is she's never met my youngest daughter. And I really think that she would have loved her as she loved everybody else, but that my daughter, most importantly, would have a grandma that she can count on outside of me.
Did you want to say anything there?
No, thank you.
Anything about today? What did you think about today?
Today was great. It was our second time doing this, and the weather seems to always cooperate, and I love that. I was worried because it was going to rain, but that's what they said the last time, and it actually didn't start raining until it was ending. So I think that this means that God is pleased with our efforts.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So what was the highlight of today that you heard?
Well, I really loved the name game. I think that was good and important for everybody to be known individually, and then most importantly, the opportunity to share something nice or just something in general about their mom. People love to communicate, and especially pleasant things. So I think that was a good addition to today.
Good. So you ready for next year?
Yes, I'm going to be better prepared next year. I think that next year we can probably do more, but I can also hopefully bring others with me. I had a few friends that I really wanted to be here, but they weren't quite ready. So I'm hoping that they will be ready next year.
Hello, I am Reverend Irene Smith, and I am the host of Generationally Speaking. And this is my second year of hosting a Mother's Day Remembrance Brunch. It is for women who have lost their moms, and it's our opportunity to come together to honor our moms in a special way. For a lot of us, we never had an opportunity to really give our mother the props, the honor, the glory that they really deserve for a number of reasons. And so this is my opportunity just to come and with other women and say thank you to our moms for all that they have done for us, the sacrifices that they made for us, the many nights I know that they stayed up and prayed for us. And it's just another opportunity for us to embrace each other as women and to let each other know that we understand and that we are here for each other, that I have a shoulder that you can lean on, that you have a shoulder that I can lean on, that we can wipe the tears from each other's eyes, that we can celebrate our moms together, and we can celebrate ourselves as we move forward. So I'm thankful for this opportunity, and I look forward to another year, if the Lord is willing, for us again to come together to celebrate what God has done in our lives through our moms.
There we go.
Pam Chef.